All right, guys, it's that time of the year again. It's time for
What?
What?
Steven
No. That's
sing above
September.
ago.
Yeah, that's in September.
Oh,
It's time for Mel Gibson March Madness.
it's Steven Seagal.
No.
The only bracket that you need to listen to.
And first up is what movie?
Get the Gringo.
We're gonna do Get the Gringo. So stay tuned. All right, so Get the Gringo, a 2012 release starring the one and only Mel Gibson.
I thought this was Steven Seagal.
It's not Steven Seagal.
We need to.
No,
don't
no,
worry about it. There's not.
So,
there's not
okay. First of all, don't you guys agree that if this movie were to come out in the 80s, I think it would have been like a really big hit?
I think so. It definitely has a lot of. It definitely is more of a back to basics movie for him. This was like a couple movies into his comeback. It wasn't really going super well.
I was trying to think of like other movies that he was in around this time. Do you have any other ones?
There was The Beaver.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, there's Edge of Darkness. Yeah, there's a couple other ones. Daddy's Home 2 was somewhere around there. Like a couple years.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was in Daddy's Home too.
Yeah.
with Wahlberg.
Yeah, with Wahlberg. He's in a new film that they just did. The one he directed, he's not in it quite, but the stars Wahlberg.
Okay.
Which I actually did watch as well. It was terrible.
So,
But
should we talk about the plot a little bit before, like?
all right, so a white guy legally immigrates to Mexico and he commits crimes down there. The Mexican government is really keen on keeping him there for some reason.
Yeah, they keep him. They keep him in this prison called El Pueblito.
Yeah,
And it's, dude,
it's a village.
it's not even really like a prison. It's just like you know what it reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of Escape from New York, just in Mexico.
A little bit, yeah. That's a good comparison. I was thinking like Midnight Express was another.
Yeah, that's another good one. Yeah,
It's another-
but I mean, the prisoners can do whatever they want in here.
They have women and children in there. They're just chilling.
Yeah, dude.
They have a luchador match at one point.
Yeah, like the guy,
Even
they buy
Junior
drugs, they buy cigarettes.
Yeah.
There's not really a lot of rules in here.
That sounds like the prison I want to go to.
You want to go to prison though?
You want to go to Mexican?
If
you had to,
if I had to.
you're gonna go to El Pueblito.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they shut it down at the end of the film. Spoiler.
Damn it. I'll open it.
So, Mel Gibson plays
The Gringo. He doesn't have the name.
the Gringo. Well, according to the script, he's like the driver.
Yeah.
That's kind of like his thing, which is kind of funny because he meets a kid in the movie.
Yeah.
And actually, it's funny too. In the movie, he's never referenced as having a name. He's just kid. Yeah, he doesn't have like an actual name.
The only name we hear is Reginald T. Barnes, who says that like 20,000. I don't know if somebody was there a movie critic like that pissed him off or something because he like shits on him multiple times.
Yeah. So Mel Gibson, according to the cast, is Richard Johnson.
Richard
That's his name.
Johnson.
That's his name. It's Richard the Gringo Johnson.
So Dick Johnson.
Yeah, he's Dick Johnson, basically.
Big Dick Johnson.
So Kevin Balmore Hernandez is kid.
He's a kid.
Just kid.
The kid.
And then Dolores Heredia is the kid's mom. It says kid's mom. Like,
Does it? Yeah.
yeah.
I always refer to people in movies like that. They usually have names, but
Embassy. Yeah.
You know what's crazy though? Peter Stormare is in this movie.
yeah, I did not know that. It's
I forgot about because I had seen this movie back in like 2014, 2015.
Yeah.
I was watching this and I'm like, it's freaking Peter Stormare.
yeah, like he was all over the place around that time. I don't know why, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was good. He's always a delight. He's only in it for like 2 scenes, but like it's a highlight for sure.
So the movie goes on. It's basically Mel Gibson has a whole bunch of money
Yeah,
and he crashes through the border
dressed as a clown.
dressed as a clown into
Naturally.
into Mexico,
Yeah,
and the Mexican government basically take his money and
Yeah.
take him. They throw him into Pueblito,
yeah,
and being that it's the corrupt prison,
Yeah.
they take all of his money and
Yeah.
they just basically leave him to rot.
yeah.
What happens after that?
So yeah, so he kind of gets the run of the place. He spends a lot of this movie getting his ass kicked. Like a good chunk, most of the first half of the movie is actually him just getting beaten up, which is an odd choice. You don't see that in a lot of his films.
No, he's kind of like that egotistical, like I don't lose fights.
Yeah, he's definitely more on that trend. So yes, opening the movie with him dressed as a clown and getting shit kicked out. Definitely like.
it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it definitely marks a change
In the tone.
Yeah. So.
But as the movie goes on, the action kind of goes from there is action kind of constantly throughout the movie, but
It definitely escalates.
I feel like
From 1 to 10.
it does. It literally goes from like 1 to 10, but at like random spots. Like,
Yeah.
it literally just goes up.
It's like this scene where they get ambushed by like the assassins or whatever,
Yeah.
and then they just start mowing everyone down, and then they take like 12,000 shots like they're in a video game.
Doesn't he have his signature like big desert eagle in this movie too? Because he always has like a really big pistol.
45 in this.
It was something like that. It was some crazy pistol.
And yeah, so he used that. You know, all the blood and explosions and bullets are CGI in this, which was kind of par for the course at the time. Well,
Yeah.
it's unfortunate. It's not super surprising. Yeah, a lot of, especially like for the budget of this movie. One thing I will say, like on the technical aspects, is that the color grading and such is actually really good, because the movie starts and you get the full Mexico piss filter. And I'm just like, oh fuck, the whole movie's gonna be like this. But then by the time he gets to the prison, it clears up and the rest of the film looks normal. So
Yeah.
I'm really happy about that, because they could have done that. A lot of movies did do that this time.
Yeah, we'll talk about maybe favorite parts in the movie a little bit later, but according to the production of the movie, so the script was written by Mel Gibson.
Yeah, this was written by him. It was directed by a guy named Adrian Grunberg. He's mostly like an assistant director though, so it's very possible Mel Gibson did a lot of
the directing. Well, actually, he was also an assistant director with him on Apocalypto.
Yeah.
Which that's interesting. Which next year we're gonna do Apocalypto,
Oh,
even though that's not really. I guess it could be still technically like a Mel Gibson.
I mean, it's a Mel Gibson film. He made it. It's just not.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson.
But so the executive producers all met, and filming began in March of 2010, and then the movie had a 2012 release date. So in March of 2012, quote, before reaching 22 other countries, it was out, and then it made 4.5 million in the box office.
It's not bad, because it wasn't released in theaters.
Yeah, it was on video on demand.
Yeah.
You're too young to remember that.
Yeah, that was what they used to call it before. Yeah, that's what they used to call it before. Cable companies decided that they hate streaming.
Yeah.
So that's what they used to call streaming.
Okay, are you guys ready for the Rotten Tomatoes review of this movie? Rotten Tomatoes gave this an 82%.
That's pretty impressive.
An 82% for a on-demand Mel Gibson movie.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson.
It definitely exceeded expectations. I'll be honest, the bar was kind of low, because this is pre-John Wick 2010s low budget action.
This definitely did feel a little John Wick especially the vibe that they were going for with this movie.
I think there's a little bit of that, but that did it a lot better. But that came after this, so I don't think it's fair to judge this, especially because this had way less.
So the movie on average, according to all the polls, just on reviewers and critics, it's a 6.3 out of 10. On average. So it's not quite shit.
Yeah.
But it's
fair.
It's fair.
Yeah, I think for the time period and because where he was at in his career, he was pretty washed up.
Oh yeah, it was, I'm trying to think of movies he did after this.
Batman.
Okay, that's next year.
Yeah. So this is the most recent one. This is the most post-crisis film of his we've done.
Yeah.
It's the one. And
stay tuned for the other ones too. The third one might surprise you, but absolutely. So what other notes do you have on this?
Yeah, not too much. I was gonna say he definitely turns the tables on people, because at the beginning of the movie he's oh, I'm a clown, I'm getting beaten up, and then later on. He becomes the master manipulator.
Yeah.
And then once he kind of gets his feel in the prison and finds out what's going on with the kid and the boss of the prison. So he starts kind of playing everyone to his friends, and he plays this whole Machiavellian game with all, which is a bit odd because early on you're does he even speak Spanish? And then later on he's completely fluent and he's doing all this
shit. They don't really lead into that right away. It's kind of he's says one or two words, but then he finds out that he does understand everything they're saying.
Yeah,
it's pretty funny.
But
that's very Mel Gibson. That's a very Mel Gibson.
Yeah, that's probably why he agreed to get shit on the film, because then he's I come back around the coolest guy.
Right.
Off camera, he just do lingo really quick.
Yeah,
he's over there
in 2012. He's got like the little dictionary. He's like donde está?
How do you say washed up in Spanish?
Yeah.
But you guys know what my favorite part in this whole movie was? It was when he went to meet with that, I think it was like that rich billionaire or whatever in the skyscraper.
Yeah, when he's doing all that shit.
Yeah. And he walks in there and he has the umbrella.
Yeah.
And he walks in and the lady's like, "Oh, is it gonna rain?" He's like, "You never know." And then
because they're in San Diego.
yeah, it's so funny, but like he goes in there and he's talking to the guy because it's that painting with the 9 dots where it's like you try to connect it without lifting your pencil or something. And then like you see the other 2 guys like come up in the elevator and the main dude is getting like dragged away like with chloroform. Yeah. And then he puts him in the bathroom and he comes out.
He hits him with does this smell like chloroform?
Yeah. And then the other 2 guys that come up, he starts talking to them and he goes, "Oh yeah, you should definitely check out this painting." Dude, I love the fact that it does this slow-mo turn and he just whips out the grenades.
Yeah.
And he just goes like, right, dude. It was
kind of the awful explosion.png.
Oh, I know. It was the horrible explosion.
Yeah, like something that looks like it would be out of a video game.
But why did the secretary lady freak out so much?
Well, her job just exploded.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay, fair, but like, dude, like,
there was exploding.
My bills. Okay, that makes a little more sense, I guess.
Yeah.
But no, like, she comes around the corner and she's just like,
yeah. Well, yeah, because she just saw 2 dudes exploded there.
Well, didn't they both like fly out the window or something?
Actually, I think they did.
I think they flew out the window.
That was that terrible CGI. Like,
yeah, they got, what was that Arnold movie? Was that Total Recall where he does the no, that was True Lies.
True Lies, yeah.
Where he goes, "You're fired,"
yeah,
and he shoots the kid.
Yeah, it's classic.
What about you? What was your favorite part in this movie, you think?
The opening where he's dressed as a clown.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a strong opening.
It really is.
It starts off well, which is a good sign. You want a strong opening, a strong ending. I think this movie had both. I actually did like the ending when they go see Reginald T. Barnes that they just start fucking shooting. exactly how they described it happening. I thought that was really funny. He also does a terrible Clint Eastwood impression in the midst of this.
Mel Gibson does a bad Mel Gibson impression.
He kind of does nowadays. It's really weird.
He's not like how he used to be, man. It really sucks because it's like I will always love Mel Gibson movies.
Yeah,
I just do. But
he's in a lot of really good ones.
He is. I mean, we did a couple of good ones last year. If you check out our review on The Patriot and Mad Max.
Yeah. Road Warrior is one of the greatest films, like easily from the.
I agree. So I think maybe just final thoughts. Maybe I guess we'll rate the movie out of 5 because I think that's kind of what we did last time. Yeah. I give this movie a 3.5.
Yeah, I think 3.5 is a good score.
Yeah.
Like it's solid. Like if you want something in that area of like Mel Gibson films, like you want something latter day that doesn't totally suck. Like this is a great choice for that. Because like Mel Gibson used to make movies that like your dad really likes. Now he makes movies that your dad falls asleep to.
Yeah.
And this is a little bit more in the latter category or the former category.
Mel Gibson makes movies that Mel Gibson falls asleep to.
At this point, yeah. What's your rating here?
I give it a 3.5. It's all right. If you want something like actiony.
Yeah. Like I said, for the time period, I think it was really good. Like I didn't watch this at the time. I would have been probably a lot more impressed if I had, to be honest. But it's still, a really solid entry from that time period. Because this came out around the time like Expendables 1 did, and this is,
which is funny because he's in Expendables 3.
Yeah.
And he basically plays I was going to say he basically plays the same character, but let's be honest, he plays the same character in almost all his movies.
At this point,
just Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
Well,
he's hit that level.
That'll do it for Get the Gringo. This is a pretty short one, but actually the movie isn't even really that long. What was the runtime for the movie?
It's like around 100 minutes or something.
It was
96.
96. Yeah. Okay, so it's like an hour and a half. It's
usually you watch. I'll watch anything as long as it's like 80 to 90 minutes.
Yeah, it's if you like they said too. If you want like a good quick little just action flick, it's okay.
Yeah.
It does its job.
Yeah, it's solid. I enjoyed it. I've been watching all the dog shit, so it was kind of a break from all of that.
So stick around for the next one, and we will see you. Oh, also too, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. And if you like a lot of these reviews and like to see us do maybe more, if you have an idea for another month for movies, let us know. But we will see you in the next video.